Hi, I'm Thorne Bishop, and welcome to Top Secret Inc. Today we'll be walking through Supergirl Vol.1, issue number 0 by DC Comics. So get comfortable, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. Okay, now we're jumping into issue 2. So we've got Superboy and Supergirl floating above the Kent farm like they're about to settle this the old-fashioned way. Superboy's eyes are glowing red, and I'm not talking in like a heartfelt manner here. I'm talking about he's about to laser face his own cousin into next week. This guy literally grabs Supergirl's cape and wraps her up like she's some kind of superpowered burrito. And I mean, come on, like, what are you, like 5 years old? Of course, Supergirl is just being Supergirl and flexes her way out of it. And in the process, she sends Superboy flying like a rag doll. They start shooting eye lasers at each other because apparently that's how family disputes are settled on Krypton. Supergirl gets completely ticked off and delivers a right hook that would make Mike Tyson proud, practically breaking Superboy's jaw in the process. But here's where it gets interesting. I mean, like, weird. She flies down and offers a truce, grabs his face, and literally just snaps the jaw right back into place like she's a professional chiropractor. They're suddenly cool with each other now. And like for 30 seconds, they're like, hey, like, why were we like trying to even kill each other again? I don't remember, do you? Classic superhero logic here. But wait, it gets better because the Teen Titans show up to crash this family reunion. We're talking Cyborg, Beast Boy, Wonder Girl, and Raven. Basically the superhero equivalent of your annoying relative showing up to an uninvited Thanksgiving dinner. Now, you think we're talking about some epic 5-on-1 WrestleMania cage match action, but Supergirl? Nope, she just flies right out of there. Smart girl, I'd say. Wonder Girl, however, decides to be the hero that no one asked for and chases after her. Meanwhile, back at the farm, Cyborg walks over to Superboy and activates what can only be described as the world's most expensive dog whistle. This hypersonic torture device is designed specifically to mess with people who have super hearing. So, naturally, Superboy is writhing in pain while Cyborg basically gives him the world's worst migraine. And if this wasn't enough, Beast Boy transforms into this massive prehistoric elephant and literally sits on Superboy. I'm not making this up, people. A giant elephant just parked its ass on top of a Kryptonian. Apparently, Superboy was supposed to be on some kind of house arrest from the Teen Titans, and by him leaving the farm was a big no-no. That's why these guys showed up faster than a pizza delivery guy. Now we cut to Wonder Girl chasing Supergirl through the cornfield, because apparently that's where all the dramatic confrontations happen in comics. Wonder Girl decides it's a brilliant idea to use her golden lasso on Supergirl. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Like, I should have stayed at home and binged watch Netflix mistake at home. Supergirl grabs the lasso and her eyes start turning red with rage. And we're not talking about regular anger here. This looks like a full-on demonic possession territory. She somehow manages to overpower Wonder Girl, who wields a magic lasso. Mind you, she manages to rip it right out of her hands. Wonder Girl looks like she's just seen a ghost and collapsed to the ground. Supergirl tosses the lasso on top of her like she's throwing the towel at a defeated opponent. Talk about adding insult to injury. But then Raven shows up surrounded by black clouds because apparently subtlety isn't her strong suit. She lands in front of Supergirl and creates this whole dramatic darkness effect. Once they're both surrounded by these ominous clouds, Raven decides to use her empathic abilities to peek inside Supergirl's mind. And let me tell you, whatever she saw in there was so traumatic that Raven, who deals with demons and hell dimensions on a regular basis, starts screaming for mercy and begging to be released from whatever nightmare she just witnessed. This woman is literally whimpering on the ground asking for help. What is exactly going on in Supergirl's head that it can break someone who routinely battles the forces of darkness? Here's the kicker though. Supergirl was about to fly away, but she actually walks over and offers Raven a hand up to help her. Raven apologizes for entering her mind without permission and then asks the million-dollar question. What exactly did you see in there? Now we switch back to our elephant situation where Superboy manages to rage his way out from underneath Beast Boy's massive posterior. He's trying to explain to Cyborg that none of this is his fault. He was just minding his own business at home watching Netflix when Supergirl shows up and he was just trying to get her off the property. You know, normal cousin stuff. Just when Superboy and Cyborg are about to throw down, Supergirl flies in and literally puts her arms between them like she's breaking up a schoolyard fight. So now we've got Supergirl facing off, all 5 Teen Titan members within arm's reach of each other. Supergirl delivers what might be the most reasonable line in the entire comic. If you don't want me here, I'll just leave. Finally, someone with some common sense. Superboy starts to defend his cousin Kara because, hey, family loyalty and all that. But then there's an explosion that separates everyone apart. And who shows up? The remaining members of the Teen Titans, Robin and Kid Flash, and they brought along Starfire from the Outsiders, because apparently we need more people in this already overcrowded mess. But here's where things get real interesting. The issue ends with a cutscene showing Lex Luthor in his power armor, one fist raised in the air like he's about to drop the most devastating mixtape in the history of rap music. His gauntlet has 4 different colored kryptonite stones on it. A green one, red, blue, and black. We've got that green kryptonite, which is basically Kryptonian poison, red kryptonite, which causes unpredictable behavior in Kryptonians, basically like PCP, blue kryptonite, which significantly targets Bizarro, and then there's black kryptonite, which we have absolutely no idea what it does yet. But knowing Lex Luthor, it's probably not going to result in a group hug and some heartfelt apologies.